Example number 2. Evaluate this expression with a lot of fractions in it. Ah! Don't worry, we'll go through it step by step. Now, the questions that are going to be coming up in Math IXL are going to be a combination of just decimals, which you can just put into your calculator, or they will be fractions. So fractions for me are harder, so I'm going to do an example of fractions, and then I'm going to let you guys see, we'll let you guys practice in Math IXL, so that you can practice up those decimals as well. Because remember, decimals that terminate are also rationals. So first things first, before I start in on a question like this, what I like to do, is I like to write BEDMAS on the side. So that I can have something to check mark and highlight, because that's what teachers do. That joke is for Miss Harms. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and say, okay, do we have any brackets? Yeah, we do have brackets in this, but it doesn't contain an operation, so we don't have to do anything to the brackets. The brackets are just holding those negatives in place. So no, don't worry about the brackets. Do I see any exponents? Thank goodness, no exponents. Exponents with fractions, that would be crazy talk. Though you could see it. The next one is division. Now, division and multiplication go together. I'm not going to worry about multiplication because I don't see any. Okay, the only thing I see is division. So I'm going to highlight my division piece. And all I'm going to do is the thing that I've highlighted. So I'm literally going to write out, and I'm not going to write the brackets anymore, but you can if you like to contain your negatives in brackets. So -7/8. And then I'm going to say minus 1/5 divided by -3/10. I'm just going to say minus 1/5 times -10/3. Okay? I'm going to take this in 2 steps because I want to find the reciprocal first, and then I'm going to multiply. Then I'm going to put my -1 or subtract 1/4. I'm just going to highlight this again just to let you know this is a 2-stepper. So I'm going to do the next step, -7/8. So it's going to be minus, I'll show you how I do this. So minus 1 times -10 is -10 over 5 times 3 is 15 minus 1/4. But we're not done yet. See, that's the thing. We're not done yet. Because this right here, we have 2 negatives beside each other, and we have a 10 over 15. I know that's not in lowest terms. So I'm going to rewrite it, because us mathematicians, we like rewriting things. Remember, it's the process. The answer is just the answer, but the process is in the math. We have 2 negatives butted up beside each other, so that becomes positive. If I divide both the numerator and denominator by 5, I get 2/3. And then I'm going to subtract 1/4. Okay, cool. The next thing that we need to do is this adding and subtracting thing, and that's just that whole thing. We can do it in one fell swoop. And we want to find the lowest common denominator. Remember, multiplying, dividing, no lowest common denominator. Adding and subtracting, we need to find that lowest common denominator. So we need to find the lowest common denominator between 8, 3, and 4. Now, since there are 3 numbers, I'm going to not multiply them all together, because that's kind of some people's technique with only 2. I'm literally going to do like I did in my other video with finding the lowest common denominator and just writing out all the multiples. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Let's see if we can find one before there. 3, I wish 312, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Ding, 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 ding. We have a 24. Let's see if the 4 also has a 24. I think it does. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Ding, 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 ding. So our lowest common denominator here is 24. So what do I need to multiply this 8 by to get 24? Yes, I need to multiply it by 3. So I multiply this by 3, and that means I multiply the numerator by 3 as well. So negative 7 times 3 is negative 21 over 24, plus, what do I need to multiply 3 by to get 24? 8. That means I need to multiply the numerator by 8. So I have 16 over 24, minus, what do I need to multiply by 4 to get 24? Yes, 6. Do that to both the denominator and the numerator. So minus 6 over 24. So now here's the tricky bit. Negative 21 plus 16 minus 6. Don't use your calculator. Let's see if we can do this in our brains. So negative 21 plus 16. The difference here between 21 and 16 is 5. But my bigger number is negative. So negative 21 plus 16 is going to be negative 5. Negative 5 minus 6 is going to be negative 11 over 24. Now stop. Are we finished? Are there any common factors between 11 and 24? No! So we're going to put a box around it. That's our final answer. So, just as a summary, let's make a few points. Use BEDMAS as a checklist. Fraction answers or fraction questions should be answered as fractions. In the same way, decimal questions should be answered as decimal. So if it's in decimal form, I don't want you to give me fractions at the end of it.